So,
As a wish, man.
okay.
Uh, so I think we can start.
Oh,
Or
yes, we are starting now with my own information to start, and I will welcome you to the platform. Right, I would like to welcome us to this Appleton Private University, UK, and yes, you can International Academic UK on this global online diploma class. So you're all welcome.
Dear God, we came to you in prayer with a humble heart. Please guide us and give us strength as we navigate through this day. Help us to be a vessel of your love and kindness to make a positive impact in the world.
May your presence be with me always, and may I always strive to do your will. Thank you for your blessings and for the gift of life. Amen.
Welcome to Global Online Diploma Class Masterclass that has been organized by Appleton Private University, UK, Spain, and Yes You Can International Academic, UK. So this morning we have our lecturer, Professor Dr. Subrata Chattopadhyay from India, and he will be sharing with us on artificial intelligence. He's the Professor, Institute of Engineering and Management, Kolkata, India. And if you want to know more about our lecturer, this is the information. So Dr. Subrata is an MSc, MBA, PhD from holder from IIT ISM Japan, adapted at innovative teaching practices. He is highly networked with the industry. He is not only teaching but also practices as his students do adore him for the same. He has contributed in more than 30 international journals and has published more than 23 papers in seminars and conferences. Besides, he has authored 3 books on computation in estate management, transport management, and value and ethic for engineers and managers. So, without wasting much of your time, we would like to welcome Professor Dr. Subrata from India to share with us on artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
You're
So very
welcome, Chaplain Ambassador Isaac Christian. You're welcome. Okay, over to you, sir, Dr. Subrata.
yeah. So very good morning, good afternoon, good evening from all who have joined once again in my second session of the masterclass on artificial intelligence. And first of all, let me congratulate you all for wonderfully submitting in the assignments. So I understand all of you, are extremely busy, right? So uh, still then, you have taken time out of your busy schedule and you have actually tried to answer. I understand. In fact, I was discussing with Ma that you have used, AI tools for answering some of you, but that's fine. Learning is more important. Right? So we can use the different tools. In fact, answering the questions, AI questions with AI tools is also fine. It's accepted. But then, uh, you know, we have to increase our knowledge base, and that's why we are here. Okay. So congratulations to you all. All right. So I've already submitted your grades to Revered Ma. So in the course of time, we'll be coming up with cumulative grades and how you are faring because
Before one second,
education.
let me just give them their grades once and for all. Lukman Nuruddin, 8.5 over 10. Emmanuel Oluwasegun, 8 over 10. Shobowale Omotola, 8.5 over 10. Temitope Odetunde, 9 over 10. Shoetan Taiwo, 9 over 10. Ambassador Bassi, 8.5 over 10. Aderemi, 8 over 10. And Rita, 8 over 10. So well done to all. This is just the beginning, and that is the first assignment. Over to you,
A
sir.
big round of applause, from Rifyat Ma as well as myself, right? So great,
Yes.
great, great. So,
Wonderful.
you
Wonderful.
all have completed your assignments in time and, you have submitted, which means that, the learning is more important. So I always say that, learning, Learning, so begins with L. Now, when you are, learning to drive a car, right? L is written, right, which means that you are a learner.
Mm.
So if you do that L well, then you can remove that L, and then you can go for earning. Okay, so learning and L removed, so you go for earning. So earning out of the learning. Okay, so that's on a happy note that we start today's session, right? With the permission of our revered Ma. So we'll start from where we left the other day. I hope the screen is visible, right?
Yes.
So great. Yeah. So in my last session, we actually stopped here. If you remember, we were talking about different types of learning. We were talking about intelligence, the chapter of intelligence, which is the second chapter, which composes of reasoning. And we learned that what are the two types of reasoning. So deductive reasoning and inductive reasoning. In fact, it was one of the questions also, and all of you have answered well, right? So reasoning, learning, problem solving, perception, and linguistic intelligence. So these are the five components of intelligence. So moving on, so as we were talking about learning, in fact, today I was discussing with Ma that I'll be taking you through some of the practical AI tools, wherein you can see that how the learning process uh, goes on. So the study of or the ability of learning is possessed by humans and some animals also. They learn, okay, and also AI-enabled systems. So learning can be auditory learning. That means listening and hearing. So whatever we listen, like for example, what we are doing just now is listening. Now, as you must be knowing that there is a difference between listening and hearing, right? So when we listen, right, it goes straight to our brain, to our mind, and it registers. Whereas hearing is just casual. Casually, you are just paying the ears, right? So students listening to recorded audio lectures, and I'm sure that you also did the same. You listen to the recorded audio lectures and not heard, and that is why you came up with brilliant scores. Okay, so then comes episodic learning. So episodic learning is to learn by remembering the sequences of events. That means the episodes. Say, for example, this class is broken into several sessions. So each of these sessions can be considered to be an episode, right? So we go gradually one after the other. So to learn by remembering the sequence of events that one has witnessed or experienced. So as I was telling, that it has to be linear, it has to be orderly. Okay. So, like we do our school education and then college education and then university education, right? One cannot be expected to go to the university first and then the college and then the school in the reverse order. Not possible. Okay. So episodic learning. And then comes motor learning, that is learning by precise movement of muscles. So when we pick up objects, okay, or we write, okay, so basically what we need to write is what we are thinking and what comes to our mind, and we think that that is logical, that is rational, then we write that. We express our thoughts in a written form. Okay, so our muscles are trained to do so. Then we have observational learning, which is learning by precise movement of muscles. Okay, so sorry, observational learning is not that. That's model learning. Observational learning is when we watch, we observe people and what they do, how they speak. So you observe and then you imitate others. You like a particular style of speaking or a particular habit, then you pick it up. So child tries to learn by mimicking her parent, his or her parent. And then we have perceptual learning. So these are things which I discussed towards the end of the last class, if you remember, right? Perceptual learning is the learning to recognize the stimuli that one has seen before. That means we say that, say for example, this is a mobile phone, right? So this is a perception that we have that this is a mobile phone, right? So perceptual learning is learning to recognize stimuli, right? So different types of stimulus, different types of sounds that will come, right? We can understand that. So identifying and classifying objects and situations is all about perceptual learning. Then we have relational learning. What is relational learning? That is, we can differentiate among the various stimuli on the basis of relational properties. Like, say, for example, if a particular food is cooked, right? So we can say, well, a little less salt is required. Okay, like, say, for example, I can tell about myself, right? So I have high pressure and also diabetes. So I take very less salt, right? So that is good for me. But then, with my wife and my son, they would require more of salt. Okay, so similarly, adding a little less salt at the time of cooking potatoes that came up salty last time is actually, one is learning by experience, and the next is that you relate that, well, last time this happened, so this time I have to put less salt. So that is relational learning. And then you have spatial learning, which is learning through the stimuli such as images, etc. So creating roadmaps before following the road. And then stimulus response learning, like a dog raises its ears on hearing a doorbell. Okay. So these are, the different types of learning where I ended the last class, if you remember. And then we have problem solving. The third part of intelligence is problem solving. What is problem solving? It is the process in which one perceives and tries to arrive at a desired solution from a present situation, taking some path which is blocked by unknown or known hurdles. So that means when you have to take a particular decision, it's basically problem solving. Okay, so that is a process of selecting the best or suitable alternative out of the multiple alternatives to reach the desired goal. Okay, so simple things can be put forward, like, say, for example, today's session was from 10 in the morning, right? So we were there, River Ma was there, but then the participants were missing, right? So we decided that, well, this is the problem, that students, they are busy with other activities, so let us give them time so that they can join and they can attend the class, right? So we waited. Okay, so that was a decision, a conscious decision that was made. Why? Because the class is for the students, right? And if they are not there, it doesn't make any sense to start the class and carry on. Okay, so problem solving includes decision making, which is selecting the best suitable alternative out of the multiple alternatives. Okay, so there are different alternatives which one can choose from, and based on that, the problem solving can be done. We talked about perception, right? So it is a process of acquiring, interpreting, selecting, and organizing sensory information. Okay, so I'll not go into these because a part of this has already been covered. So what is the difference between human and machine intelligence? So when we talk about us human beings, we perceive patterns, whereas machines cannot perceive by patterns. Okay, machines perceive by set of rules and data. Okay, so machine also has to learn, and if the rules that you teach the machine will learn accordingly. Okay, so humans store and recall information by patterns, whereas machine does it by searching algorithms. Like an example is given over here. The number that you can see on the screen, 40404040. It's easy to remember for us. Why? Because that is the pattern. Okay, 40 is getting repeated. And how many times it's repeated? 2, 3, 4. 4 times. Okay. So store and recall it as a pattern is simple. But then for the machine, it has to be programmed and algorithms need to be created so that the same pattern gets repeated. So humans can figure out the complete object even if some part of it is missing or distorted. Okay, but machines does not have intelligence like humans do, right? So humans can figure out parts which are missing, whereas machines cannot do it correctly, unless, of course, it is programmed to do so. Okay, so moving on, when we talk about, so we move on to this part. Yeah. So when we talk about the domain of artificial intelligence, so it's huge. Okay, so it's huge in breadth and width. While proceeding, we will consider broadly the common and prospering research areas in the domain of AI. So when we talk about research in the area of AI, okay, artificial intelligence, right? What are the things that goes into research? So the broad areas of research is expert systems, neural networks, natural language processing, fuzzy logic, and robotics. Okay, so these are the 5 broad areas in which research is being done in a big way by different researchers as well as companies. Okay, now first of all, let us understand what do you mean by speech and voice recognition? What is the difference between speech recognition and voice recognition? So there is a subtle difference between speech and voice recognition. So both these terms are very common in robotics, in expert systems, and in natural language processing. And it's used interchangeably, but the objectives are different. So when we talk about speech recognition, it actually aims at understanding and comprehending what was spoken. So that is speech recognition. Okay. So say for example, when you will be shared the recorded session, right? So you need to do speech recognition or voice recognition. Can I ask any one of you? What would you be doing? Speech recognition or voice recognition? What would you do and why? Can I request Ma so that anyone who wants to answer, can you please raise your hand and we can have an answer. I think a little bit of interaction is required. Otherwise, I'm just speaking to my laptop. Yeah, anyone? What's the difference between speech recognition and voice recognition? Given a situation that you are shared with the recording of my lecture today, so what would you do and why? You can write in the chat box also if you want.
Do you
Are we
mean
there?
that we should
Are we on
just
the same page?
yes, do you mean that we just tell you the difference between the speech recognition and voice recognition? Is that what you are asking for?
Yeah. So I have given a situation.
Okay.
So if when you are sharing maybe 2 days lecture with them,
Okay.
right, and then listen to it. So what do they do? Is it speech recognition or is it voice recognition?
Okay. So that's the question being asked. So, Captain Breeden, Isaac, um, Ambassador Mbazi, Ambassador Lukman, and Ambassador Ade Remy. So please answer the questions he's asking us about the speech recognition or voice recognition. How well do you understand that based on the fact that you've been listening to this diploma since last week? So which one do you think you recognize with this speech or voice? Please raise your hands if you want to ask the question or drop it on the chat box. Quick, quick, quick. We have limited time this morning. So please, I want us to involve in this question. Quick, quick, quick. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Yes, I know you enjoyed the teaching, but we just
Anyone?
want a little bit
Can you
of
try?
interaction. We have only 2 seconds to do this. Quickly. Is anybody responding to that at the moment?
Okay, I think let
Okay,
me try
continue.
and answer.
Okay.
Okay, so basically, when you are listening to the recorded audio, what is your aim? First of all, you have to analyze that. So, your objective is basically to understand and comprehend what was spoken and not to recognize who is speaking. Okay, so when you go for voice recognition, your objective is to recognize who is speaking. But in speech recognition, you understand and comprehend what was spoken. Okay, so in speech recognition, it uses hand-free computing, map, or menu navigation. Okay, so say for example, you are going from one place to the other, and you uh, are using Google Maps so as to understand um, what yeah so as to understand what is the distance and how to go from place X to place Y. And there is an AI generated voice which tells you that when to go right, when to go left, right? So over there, what is important, right? Is it the speech or is it the voice? So again, it is the speech, right? Because we are using hand-free computing, maps, and menu navigation. So over there, it is speech recognition. So for example, we have an AI chat bot, right? And you want to listen to it. So that's again speech recognition, right? But then if you want to identify maybe 3 4 people, they are in a conversation, and you want to identify that who is speaking when, right? So that is voice recognition. So wherein you differentiate, you analyze the person's tone, voice, speech, and accent so as to identify the person. Okay, so if I am conducting a session, the tone, the voice, speech, the accent will be different from anyone else who is doing. Now if you are wanting to understand that who is speaking, right? So answers the question who, right? So voice recognition actually answers the question who is speaking, but a speech recognition is about what is being spoken about. Okay, understanding that. So machine does not need training as it is not speaker dependent. Okay, whereas voice recognition, the recognition system needs training as it is person oriented. So for speech recognition, the machine does not need training as it is not speaker dependent. Whereas when you go for voice recognition, the machine has to be trained so that it can distinguish between the people who are actually speaking. Okay, is it clear so far?
Yes.
Okay, so speaker independent speech recognition systems are actually difficult to develop, but as speaker dependent speech recognition systems are completely easy to develop. Now, working on speech and voice recognition systems, and why I've taken up this is that this is a very, very important area in which artificial intelligence applications are going on. So the user input spoken at a is spoken at a microphone, goes to the sound card of the system, and what happens is there is a converter, and this converter actually turns the analog signal into equivalent digital signal. So it converts the analog signal to a digital signal for speech processing. And the database is used to compare the patterns, to recognize the words. Okay. And finally, a reverse feedback is given to the database. So the source language text becomes input into the translation engine, which converts it to the target language text. Say, for example, I want to convert, whatever is written over here into French, and I want someone, to, I want to listen to it, listen to the audio, right? So what I need to do is that the source language text, if I put something in text, right, that will be converted into, it will be given to a translation engine which converts the target language text from, say, English to French. And it will be supported by interactive GUI, which is graphic user interface, large database of vocabulary, etc. Okay, so let us go straight away to some of the research areas and real life applications of uh, these that we discussed. So expert systems, like say for example, uh, you know, in the air stations, right? We have the flight tracking systems, so which are used for tracking of flight. So over there, right, based on the sound and also the distance and the signals that are coming, right, and also uh, the speed, etc., that is being determined. So you understand that at what distance the flights are, what altitude the flight is flying, right? So these are very important, because if you have a number of flights which are there, you need to track the flight at every moment, right? So connection between the pilots and the air traffic base is very important. So flight tracking systems, they are using expert systems which actually can enable them to tell that where they are, and to know all the details, right, about the flight. Also, clinical systems use expert systems to diagnose different diseases based on the patterns that are there, and uh, the symptoms that are being exhibited. Then we can have this natural language processing. So Google now features speech recognition. Okay, so you can use Google for speech recognition systems, automatic voice output. The neural networks are used for pattern recognition. Like say, for example, neural networks are used for face recognition. Like say, for example, if you are going to an airport, right, immediately the airport people, they know who you are, and how many times you have traveled thus far, and what is your travel history, right? Which flights have you taken? Which are the places that you have been to, right? So all these things can be tracked. So pattern recognition systems such as face recognition, character recognition, and also handwriting recognition, they use neural networks so as to understand the different patterns. Okay, so neural networks. So besides this, there are other applications of artificial intelligence like robotics. So industrial robots for moving, spraying, uh, painting, precision checking, drilling, cleaning, coating, carving, etc. Robots are being used. So, over there in robotic applications, also artificial intelligence is used, wherein, the robot understands what job the robot has to do, right? And based on that, it is proficient at doing that particular task. Okay. So then you have fuzzy logic, which is used in consumer electronics and automobiles, etc. Right. So this is just a gist of the different research applications which are going on in the area of artificial intelligence. So the domain of artificial intelligence is actually classified into formal tasks, mundane tasks, and expert tasks. Okay, so if you see, it's like a tree wherein the mundane tasks are there, formal tasks are there. So formal tasks, say for example, if you are talking about say maths, so that's a formal task, or games is a formal task. Whereas expert tasks include, say for example, medical diagnosis is an expert task. Scientific analysis, that's financial analysis. These are expert tasks. Whereas mundane tasks would be, perception. That's mundane. Okay. Common sense, which again, as I always say, is common sense is something which is not very common. So that's a mundane task. Okay. Reasoning is again, a mundane task. Why it's mundane task? It doesn't require expert systems. It doesn't require, that much of expertise. Yes, it requires experience for you to reason differently, but then everyone has a reason, right? So it's a mundane task. Okay. So then you have natural language processing. So basically, as I said, that when you talk about AI, it is classified into formal tasks, mundane tasks, and expert tasks. So let us learn a little bit more about all these. Okay. So mundane tasks are ordinary tasks. So perception, computer vision, speech, or voice. So these are mundane or ordinary tasks. So understanding language, generating language, language translation, these are mundane tasks. Okay. Common sense, reasoning, planning, okay, all these are mundane tasks. Then you have formal tasks like, geometry, logic, integration, differentiation, mathematics, etc. So all these are formal tasks. Similarly, there are games which are there, right? So games, these are, they are having formal tasks. Okay. Then verification of something is a formal task, because it's a routine process, right? So it's a formal task. Then theorem proving, so you want to prove a particular theorem or a rule, right? So that's a formal task. Whereas, as I said, that when you talk about engineering, you talk about fault finding, manufacturing, monitoring, scientific financial analysis, scientific analysis, engineering analysis, medical diagnosis. Okay, so these are expert tasks. Creativity is another, expert task. So, so basically, the other day there was one question from revered Ma. So Ma, you asked that which are the jobs do you think that will go with artificial intelligence, right? So the answer basically is that this formal tasks will remain, the expert tasks will remain, right? But then the mundane tasks, which can be done by all and sundry, you will use machines can do all these. So humans learn mundane or ordinary tasks since their birth. So all of us, we learn ordinary tasks since our birth. So based on our perception, based on our speaking, based on using language. So we learn a particular language based on the language that our parents do speak or our family members do speak, right? So we humans, we learn formal and expert tasks later in that order. So for humans, for us humans, we learn mundane tasks very fast because it's the easiest to learn. And the same was considered true before trying to implement mundane tasks in machines. So earlier, all the work of artificial intelligence was concentrated in the mundane task domain. As I was telling, that mundane tasks will, more often will be taken up by AI, and the concentration was on mundane tasks itself. But later, it turned out that machine requires more knowledge. Machine requires complex knowledge, representation, and complicated algorithms for handling mundane tasks. And this is the reason why these days AI work is more prospering on expert tasks. Okay, so expert task domain, artificial intelligence is also being used along with humans for carrying out the expert task. Okay, as the expert task domain needs expert knowledge without common sense, so it needs specialized knowledge which can be easier to represent and handle. Okay, let me give you some of the since we are discussing about mundane tasks, formal tasks, and expert tasks, let me also discuss some of the researches that I am doing also in this particular area. For example, uh, if you take a developing country like ours, that's India, right, wherein 70% is, of the Indians live in the villages, right? So even I think, Ma, if I'm not wrong, if you're talking about most of Africa also, right, being a developing country, right, um, I think the rural population is much more than urban population, which means that, say, for example, for medical diagnosis, it becomes very difficult for people living in the remote areas to actually come up and have the diagnosis done. And also, there is an acute shortage of doctors. And most of the doctors, please correct me if I'm wrong, they don't want to move from the urban to the semi-urban or the rural areas. They are happy with the urban areas. So this is a huge challenge. So, what can be done over here is that there is something called uh, this medical uh, prescriptive analysis, right? Um, so medical transcription is also there. which has come up in a big way. So, say for example, a particular patient has certain symptoms. Now, if there is an application wherein it may be so that that particular patient is not literate but can speak. So even if the patient can speak, the patient can tell. I'm talking about the general diseases, not the acute diseases. So, for example, fever or acute stomach pain, or body ache, etc. Right. So for these, uh, you know, you ask artificial intelligence, and they prescribing medicines. So how can this be done? So basically, based on expert analysis, based on the doctor's prescriptions for these routine diseases, right? So medicines can be prescribed. So you don't need to go for a physical doctor visit for common diseases, common cold, flu, fever, etc. You don't need to visit a doctor. In fact, I can show you straight away, right? Say, for example, do you want to see ma? I'll just, type on ChatGPT, a particular, common disease, and ChatGPT will tell us about the medicines to be used and what needs to be done. You want to see that? You want to see?
Yes, please.
Or participants? I'll just shoot.
Yes, we want
Just
to
give me
see,
a
sir.
minute. Just give me a minute's time. I'll just.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just sharing the screen.
Okay.
Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So I'm writing.
Is this like a chatting with the
This chat.
organization? Okay.
This chat.
Okay.
Okay. So if I
Yes.
want, I can write. If I want, I
Yes.
can speak also. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm just
Please,
writing
my
this.
Please, my students, feel free to comment on this so that we know that we are all learning together. So please comment on the chat box, and if you have any questions, please type it on the chat box while we are studying,
Okay.
because we need
So
to get
so
it
this is
right.
this is what I have written: medicine for fever with body
Okay.
temperature 102 and body ache. Okay. So this is what I can tell the doctor also. But I'm
Mm.
over here. I'm just telling ChatGPT, and let us see what ChatGPT tells us. So it's now thinking. Yeah. Yes. So it has given me medicines, right?
Okay.
So you can see that you know paracetamol it is given for the body temperature, and the dosage is also given. Okay. So 500 to 1000 milligram every 6 hours I have to take. Okay. Maximum 4000 milligram per day. And what will be the effect also? It is written. So reduces fever and mild to moderate pain. Ibuprofen also has been prescribed. Okay. And the dosage is also prescribed over here. Okay. Now, it also says that do not take both unless advised by doctors, though sometimes alternated under medical guidance. Now, these are the medicines that it has prescribed. And also, it has given me, supportive care. See, so it has written that please drink plenty of fluids to avoid dehydration, and it has also prescribed that please have some rest because rest is essential for your recovery. Okay, and also it has suggested to go for cool compress, so that the body temperature goes down. Okay, so apply a damp cloth to the forehead or neck to reduce fever. So you see, this is generic, for the first stage. If I have fever, I don't need to go to the doctor. So, for the first, say, 3 days, if I take these medicines and I follow these things, then, if I get fine, it's okay. Or else I will go to the doctor. Okay. So see a doctor if the fever lasts for more than 72 hours, you have a rash or stiff neck, confusion, and there is no improvement. Then only you go to the doctor. Now, it also asks me, okay, you have told me about your body temperature. You have told me that you have body ache. Do you have some more symptoms also? So, do you have sore throat? Do you have cough? So, if you want answers to these questions, whatever your symptoms are, you can write. Okay. So I am writing, I have mild cough also. So let us see what it does. See, it it writes, thanks for the update. A fever of 102, mild cough and body aches would indicate that you are in for viral infection. It may be that you may be having flu or COVID-19 or seasonal viral illness. Okay, and again, it prescribes the medicine. Now, since I have written cough, right, you go to a general physician, they will be asking you, the symptoms, what are the symptoms? Based on each of the symptoms, they will be suggesting medicines, right? So here also you see, for fever and body ache, they have given one medicine. For cough relief, they have given one medicine. And also, they have suggested for steam inhalation, okay? For throat irritation and mild congestion, they are also suggesting steam inhalation. Okay. Now, again, they have said that if it persists for more than 3 days and you have a breathing difficulty and continuous cough, severe fatigue, then you consult a doctor. And they also say that if it is persisting for more than 3 days, then please go for a COVID test also, right? Especially if you have been to crowded places or near sick people, then please go for a COVID test. Okay. Now, it is going on to say that would you like a simple daily medicine schedule or home remedy chart to follow? So based on your expectations, you can go on and you can ask questions and you can customize according to what you want. Okay. So I'm just stopping the sharing. So I went to ChatGPT, and this is what, isn't it interesting, right? So you don't need to go to a physical doctor. Okay.
I have a question for
Okay.
you, sir. Yeah, the question on the platform. What
Yeah.
advancement have you seen in speech and voice recognition technology recently, sir? That you can give example.
Okay. Great. So let me do
Please keep
something.
typing your questions. It's very important that we get all this right. So keep writing your questions down, please. Okay, continue, sir.
Yeah. So basically, right, if you are talking about speech recognition and voice recognition, right, already, uh, you know you will see that Google has different AI tools. Like, as I said, that if you want to go to from one place to another, right? So Google gives you directions. So you need to understand the speech. So that is speech recognition, right? So similarly, speech recognition, if you know a particular language and if someone is delivering a particular session, right? You ask AI or ChatGPT that I need to YouTube videos for the best faculty on artificial intelligence. So it will share with you some links, and if you know a particular language, then you can understand the speech, so you can recognize the speech, right? So you don't need to recognize the voice. Whereas, say for example, if the you know I am given to understand that which singer's voice is this, right? So maybe I am listening to a particular audio, and I want to understand that am I actually telling that which singer I want to listen to? Is it that singer's voice, or is it some dubbed voice? Say for example. So if it is that particular singer's voice, so that means voice recognition technology has to be used over there. Okay, so you need to understand the voice. Similarly, uh, you know, Alexa has this voice recognition system wherein it understands the voice of the people who are there in the home, and it can respond accordingly. So this is a technology that is already there, right? So you can use that for voice recognition systems. Does that answer to your question somewhat, Professor Lukman, Nuruddin? Yeah.
Okay. So another question, please. Dr. Motala, questions. Brigadier Isaac, questions. Ambassador Lucas, Ambassador Bazi, questions. Engineer Adeshina, questions. And Lukman, you still have more questions. Please write it down. Please, quick, because
Any other questions?
um,
Or
um,
else I'll go to an application that I was speaking
yes,
about.
yes, the application that application, is it downloaded,
It's
or
Magic
is
School.
it downloading application,
Magic
or
School.
we just go to the Google? How do we assess that? The application?
Yeah. So can you see it on the screen?
Not yet. We're still waiting. Okay, yeah. So tell us, please. Oh, Magic
Yeah.
School.
So
Ah,
yeah, it's Magic School. So you can register as a student, you can register as an educator, right? And what I was doing is, uh, I would request all of you to please go through this Magic School and the tools that are there. Now I have registered over here as an educator, and it tells that, well, these are the things which are recommended for you. Okay, so I go to say academic content. Okay, I'm going to academic content, and it asks me that what level are your students there? Are they university students? Are they kindergarten? You can see kindergarten, seventh grade, eighth grade. Okay, so I am giving over here that my students are university students, and I want to know that, yeah, so what is the content type? So I want to know, say, AI tools used for business. Okay, and it is then asking me that what would be the text length. So I give over here, say 2 pages. So within 2 pages, you tell me that what are the AI tools for business. Okay, so what is the topic? So topic I have already written. So I'm writing once again AI tools for business. Okay. Then it is going on to ask me that do you have any other criteria? So I am saying just for simplicity that no other criteria. Within 2 pages, you tell me what are the AI tools for business, and you generate the report. Every one of you can do it, and it is free. Okay, so you can see. Can you all see?
Yes.
So it is generating all the reports. Okay. So you can see over here. I'll just move up. Yeah. So all the different applications are listed over here. Yeah. I'll just move to the top. So you see AI tools for transforming modern business operations. So in customer service and support, the tools that are used are ChatGPT, then Intercom for website, Mobile Monkey for social media customer service. Okay, what are the benefits? 24/7 availability, consistent response, and cost reduction. For data analysis, what are the tools that are used? For marketing and sales, what are the tools used? For project management, what are the automation tools used? For financial management, what are the AI tools that are there? For recruitment and HR, okay, what are the tools, HR management tools that we have? Then on business strategy and planning, what are the tools that can be used and how they can be implemented? And what are the best practices that you should carry out for AI tool adoption? And what can be the future trends? Okay, so you can see that everything that you ask for, you can get. So this is about academic content. Okay, so I can do a lot of other things. Like, so for example, you can use different things. Like, say, math practice, you can do, right? Common misconceptions, right? So generate common misconceptions on any topic. So let me go through this. What are the common misconceptions? So let me write that understanding AI is difficult. Understanding artificial intelligence is difficult. Okay.
All right then.
So let's see what it says. See, what are the misconceptions as related to AI? It has given me. And what are these misconceptions in brief? Let me go through it. Let me understand. Let us understand. So AI can think and feel like humans. This is a misconception. So how to address it? You explain the fundamental differences between human cognition and AI processing, and that's what we were doing. Okay? Use analogies such as comparing AI to sophisticated calculator that can analyze data but lacks consciousness. The calculator can analyze data but lacks consciousness or emotions, which humans do have. Misconception 2. Many of us do think that AI will eventually replace all human jobs. But to address this misconception, you have to discuss the nature of AI as a tool designed to augment, to support, to catalyze human capabilities rather than replace them. So present the case studies to illustrate how AI enhances the productivity. Okay. in the different fields. So what you need to do, it also tells me as an educator that you need to engage your students in evaluating the roles that require emotional intelligence, creativity, critical thinking, which AI cannot replicate. Okay. Then misconception 3, AI is infallible and always makes correct decisions. That's not true. Okay. So based on the data quality and based on whatever inputs that you are giving, the artificial intelligence can actually give you the answers. Okay. So I would request a feedback. I'll uh, stop sharing the screen. So I would request a feedback that I discussed about ChatGPT. I discussed about Magic School AI. So I would request all of you, to register on Magic School, and they have a course. They have 3 levels of course. So this would be the assignment for today. That please complete the course. So it takes 15 to 20 minutes to actually complete 1 level of the course. So I would request all of you to complete the Magic School AI course and see the different tools and go through it. And the next day, instead of me teaching you all, each one of you would tell me that what you have learned from any of the tools. You take any particular tool and what are the things that you have done. And you have to tell us that in the class, so that we can understand that what you have actually learned. So this will actually lead to real life learning. Okay, is that clear?
Yes.
So I'll request maybe 1 or 2 of you that I showed Magic School AI. How was it? In fact, I was before the class, since I have a physics and maths background actually. So it has a tutor. You want to see? It has a
Yes.
tutor.
Yeah.
I'll just show you. Yeah.
This is quite interesting.
It has a maths tutor.
Okay. While you're answering that question, I have a very good questions to ask you while you are showing that. With this, what do you call the other one? Chat cute or something? Or even this one that we register with Magic School. Are they giving us all the answers, or are they giving us the points for us to elaborate? Because that is what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to use our own words to elaborate whatever the point. Is that the case? Or are they giving us all the answers for any questions we ask?
Okay, so just can I
Okay.
go to this?
Yes, go through this and then answer my question.
Yeah. So I'll just try to show you. So you can see over here, test preparation helps students to review and practice. So let me go to this, and let me see. So I just asked that please teach me sorts. Okay. So you see over here, it tells very clearly, Ma and all others. It tells very clearly. Please make sure to follow your school and classroom guidelines when interacting with artificial intelligence. Large language models can help you step-by-step process, but cannot calculate math solutions accurately. Do not rely on AI for math solutions. I think this was the question that you were asking. Okay. Um, Interacting with AI takes practice. So be clear and specific about what you need so that the AI can give you a better answer. You need to be very specific and focused. Try again if the first try is not what you hoped for. And everyone needs to understand that AI is a tool and it is not a replacement for thinking. So AI generated content should be treated as something that can help assist us, but not the final version. And it also tells that monitor for bias and accuracy. Okay, so it may be biased and it may be inaccurate. And you see over here, I have to press this button. I acknowledge. So once I acknowledge, so then it actually goes to these things. So yeah, see, so them I asked the AI, artificial intelligence, that give me a number of problems. Okay, so I give the topic time value of money, say for example. Okay, time value of money. Okay, so give me 5 problems on time value of money.
Yes, 1 second, please. 1 second, please. Before you go, this click here, is it the voice? That means if we don't want to
It
type,
can be
we
it
can
can be
click
it
the
can be audio
voice.
also. It
Okay,
can be audio also.
okay,
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 it can be manually. So it has given
okay.
me problems. You can see over here,
Mm,
money maths practice problems. Okay, and this is the problems for student practice. So it has given to me as an educator. It has generated 5 problems for me, and it has told me that you can give your students this as an assignment, and they can do it. Okay, so just showing you certain
interesting.
snippets. So the more you work, so this is just one tool. Magic
Mm,
School is just one tool. There are different other artificial intelligence tools which can be used, right? Tools for plagiarism, tools for writing essay properly, right? So even in Magic School also they have actually integrated different AI tools, and they have come up with that. Okay, I think, Ma, with your permission, I'll stop here for today.
yes.
Right?
In fact, I've really learned a lot from it. I believe. Do you have any other questions, my student, so that we can finish up on time today? And then, please, can you, Dr. Subrata, can you send me the notes, the one you just share with us today on the slides, if you can send it to me.
It is
And
basically, I'll share with you the website link.
okay, and also the questions that you are asking us to present the presentation before next week, so that we
So
can
the
come
questions that
prepared.
I said that
Yeah,
all here.
can you type it for, I mean, can you send the information, because all students are not
Yes,
here.
I'll do that. Yeah,
So if you can send me the full
I'll do
information,
that.
so that everyone will prepare for the
I want
presentation.
each one, to go through, this at least one, artificial intelligence tool site,
Yeah,
and go through each of the applications and
okay.
master them, so that next day
Yeah, write everything down. Write
they can.
everything down. Dr. Suprata, write everything down, send it to me. Explain it, write it down, send it to me, and then we will send it to all our students, because it's very important that they get the question right. So if you can write it and send it to me on my WhatsApp, because at the moment we have only few students. Some of them have to go because they have a meeting and all that thing.
I'll send it to you on WhatsApp, and
Okay,
also I am writing over here on the chat box
okay,
uh, the link
okay.
for Magic School.
Yes. So also send the link as well to my chat box. I mean, to my. So when you are writing your assignment for us, you can also add the link to it, so that my student be able to do the
Sure, sure.
assignment before coming to class next week Friday. So next week Friday is we are not doing it on Thursday. The reason why we did it this Thursday, because Dr. Sufraya will not be available tomorrow. So that is why we are doing it today. Am I right, Dr. Sufraya?
Yes, yes, yes,
But
yes.
next week Friday, let me give you the date. Next week, Friday, will be 13th of June. Please write it in your diary for artificial
Yeah,
intelligence.
it is Friday the 13th, huh?
Yeah, 13th, Friday. Next week,
Friday the
13th.
13th. Friday
Yes.
the 13th is considered to be very scary. There was a movie called Friday the 13th.
But that is
So
what you approve.
inauspicious things to happen on Friday 13th. So you can watch this movie Friday the 13th.
Oh, okay. Watch the movie. Okay, send the movie to me. But you are teaching us that day.
Friday 13th is considered to be inauspicious.
Okay,
But then
really?
we'll make it auspicious.
Okay, so Friday you'll be here, 13th, to lecture. Am I to confirm that? Because that is what we have agreed. Dr. Subrata. So next week, Friday, you'll be here.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
So you have 1 week to prepare for this assignment. And you are, instead of Dr. Supraya coming to talk or to teach us, all of us are going to present from the preparation that you've done. So we are going to give individual at least how many minutes? 10 minutes? 5 minutes? How many minutes for each person to present next week?
Uh,
10 minutes, 5 minutes
yeah, yeah,
each?
5 minutes, 5 minutes. One
5 minutes.
particular tool, right?
Okay, one. Just choose only one.
Yes, just one.
Yeah, just only one. So 5 minutes, every one of us is going to be interesting. We have to present, individual, we have to present whatever tools they've taken from that magic school for 1 minute. Okay, very, very important. Okay, so any other question before we end this masterclass? Any other question? Do we have any question? No question?
Any questions, or I would request a feedback if possible. That I showed you some applications of ChatGPT, as well as this magic school, right? If you can share with me some feedback about how you liked it or disliked it, or what was your understanding, right? Was it interesting? Can I have some feedback? You can unmute, you can write in the chat box, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Any question? Dr. Suprata has noticed that some of you have used the chat, what do you call it now? Chat, yeah. So some of you have used it to answer his question, his first assignment. So he's asking you, how do you feel about that application? Is it understandable? Is it easy to use? And Ambassador Bazi, maybe you've used it for your assignment. Ambassador Lukman, maybe you've used it for your assignment. So let us know. It looks like they are shy to speak today. And if you can
Hello,
chat
ma.
on the, yeah, yeah,
Yes, ma.
okay. So did you get the question?
In the chat box.
Yeah. You know
Yes,
the assignment you did for Dr. Suprata, did you use
yes.
the application for and your answer?
Hello.
Yeah, did you use the application, the chat QT? No?
Yes. No, no, no. I have done the all assignments because
No, not the assignment. Listen. Did you use the application to answer your assignment? No? Or did you do it from your
no, no,
head?
no.
You did it from your head.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
so okay, that's right. So I believe that no one here has used that application, I believe. Ambassador Lukman, did you
Yes.
use the application? No. Okay. So I believe we will end this program. If there is no other question, if there is no other application, but on behalf of
Yeah,
Yes You Can
I would like to
International,
know, Ma, from each one, how was the session today? How was the learning, and whether we are,
Yeah. Yes, I was learning today. Can you give
whether we
feedback?
are, you find the sessions interesting,
Yeah,
or any feedback about how any modifications that you want,
yeah.
right?
So can you feedback on the the teaching you've listened to today? How do you feel about it? Is it fun?
Yes,
Is it
yes, ma.
interest? Okay, yeah. So say something, please.
Yes, ma. Today lessons are very important. We have learned a lot, and it's nice, and it will help us to in day-to-day activities. So I thank Dr. Subrata for
Okay,
today teaching. Thank you
okay.
so much.
And then you can also access, you understand the Magic School? Are you going to register with it to answer to prepare your presentation for next week?
Yes, I will register.
Okay, okay, that's good.
Thank
And
you.
who else want to speak? Ambassador Lucas Adarabioyo. We just want a few of you to respond to give us the feedback of the teaching today. So Ambassador Lucas, Prince, okay, Ambassador Lucas, yes, please.
Yes, man. The class was interesting, man.
Okay. And then how well do you understood the class, I mean the teaching today about the
Though
application?
though I came in late, about the little one that I met, it's okay. I will rewatch the video again to have
Okay.
more understanding about it.
Understanding. Okay. And then do you understand about the assignment? That next week you're gonna prepare yourself, you pick up one topic using the Magic School. So you need to register with the Magic School, pick up the topic, prepare for it, and come and do your presentation next week. You understand that one as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ambassador Lukman, what's your response?
Hello, ma.
Yes, what's your response to the teaching today, please? I know you
Yes,
asked questions earlier on, and what's your response?
truly, I've learned a number of things from our esteemed teacher, and then more things to learn next week, and that is
Okay,
it.
okay, all right. And then you are going to register with the Magic School, which is that will also help you a lot. Firstly, to pick up one AI, and then to prepare your presentation. So next week, please, we will need everybody to join using their video so that we can see you as you present what you are going to present next week. Is very important. So we like you to join next week,
Yeah,
opening
and the
your
thing is that all of you please complete the Magic School certification for the different tools that,
okay, okay,
right. Please do complete. I'll share with you the link of that as well.
okay, okay. So the share is gonna share with you so that you can have a certificate while you are also doing your work on Magic School. So that's a bonus for every one of you if you register yourself with the Magic School on the online, and then you were able to practice one AI, use it to prepare your presentation for next week. And if you do well, you might get a certificate for that, and that will be a bonus for you for that. So don't forget that, please. Mr. Ajiboye, we're just about to finish, so unfortunately you miss out, but you can watch the video, and also the questions will be there for you for your next assignment. So thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate you, Mr. Ajiboye Eri. Okay, on this note now, Dr. Suprata, do you have anything else to say so that we can end this masterclass now? Dr. Suprata, do you have anything else to say, or should we end this masterclass now?
Mama, it's all that I had to say. I'm just sending you on WhatsApp.
Okay.
The Magic School
Or the
certification. for the three levels,
Okay.
right? In fact, I can share over here as well,
So not
right?
that,
So
my understanding is not that for them to just request for certificate, but for them to do the work.
yeah, so they need to do, there are three levels of certification for the AI tools,
Okay.
right? So it is free and it takes 15 minutes for
Okay, to
one
do the
course
work.
to get over,
Okay,
right?
that's fine.
So I've shared that over here as well. So this
Okay.
is, the assignment that you complete the courses and then you learn any one particular tool and you present it over here in the next class. Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. On behalf of Yes You Can International Academy, we want to thank you so much, Dr. Subrata from India, for presenting to us this wonderful AI, artificial intelligence masterclass. Thank you so much. And for all my great leaders on the platform, Mr. Ajiboye Henry, Ambassador Lukman Nuruddin, Ambassador Lucas Adarabioyo, and many, many more that has joined us today. I want to say thank you for your time and for your willingness to continue with your learning. It's very, very important because learning is living. And that is one of the ways to grow your mindset by adding more valuable knowledge to yourself. So I want to say thank you so much. Please, tomorrow is another day. We have two lecturers tomorrow, if I can recollect, either one or two. Please join us tomorrow for amazing time together to learn. We have, I think, if I can remember, we have, let me check quickly for us to know those that will be teaching us tomorrow. I think we have two. I might be teaching tomorrow, but let me get the second person. Oh yes, tomorrow is the 6th. Wow. So we are having Dr. Joseph coming back tomorrow. Let me show. Yes, coming back tomorrow, Friday the 6th of June. And we have who else is coming tomorrow? Hold on a second. I think we have please hold on a second. Let me quickly check for you. We have Dr. Juicy coming back tomorrow with his leadership and management. Leadership and management from Spain. He will be joining us tomorrow. And then we have, let me check quickly. That is Mondays. Let me see the other one. The other one is also Fridays, I think. Hold on. I'm just quickly checking. Oh, wonderful. Okay. So we have, I'm going to show you now, the two people that will be joining us tomorrow for their wonderful class. Please, please, may I beg that we join on time. We one at 10 o'clock and another one at 1 o'clock. Very important. And the one of 1 o'clock might want to join us earlier. So let's see how that day will be. I'm just going to show you where's Mr. Jose. Hold on a second. Okay. So tomorrow we have myself. I might be teaching tomorrow because we have two and there's a gap in between the first and the, okay, hold on a second. Let me just grab it quickly so that we can get the, okay. So tomorrow we have, what am I doing? It's jumping about. 1 second. I know what to do. Sorry to delay you. It's very important we get this right. Okay. All right. This is what I'm trying to do. Okay, please remember our attendance is very important. Let me just remind us with that. It's very, very important. So I'm going to show you quickly about the program for tomorrow. Okay, so let me show quickly. I think others have left, but they will get the information by our global managing director. So tomorrow we have Dr. Josie Castillo Appleton at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Please come on time so that you can finish that on time. Then we have at 1 o'clock, we have Dr. Joseph. We continue with leadership and management in education. While we have a new lecturer, Professor Dr. Patricia Gonde from Zimbabwe, and she will be teaching us on emotional management tomorrow. And then probably Professor Elizabeth Lucas we continue our teaching on mindset and personal development in between Dr. Joseph and Professor Patricia. So I will be in their middle tomorrow teaching on our topic. So please be here on time. Ambassador Lucas is very important. Ambassador Lukman is very important. These are my team. Please be here on time. 10 o'clock at least sharp. So that because the man is coming from Spain and they work on time. So it's going to be here 10 o'clock sharp. So if it's possible to be here 5 minutes to 10, that would be excellent. Mr. Ajiboye, please, if you can join us as soon as possible from 5 minutes to 10, we will really appreciate it so that the lecturer is not waiting for the students, please. It's very, very important. So thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate your time. And now it is time for us to end this program now. Hold on 1 second. Let me make sure I quickly do this. It's very important because I missed it yesterday. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Okay. So we can leave now. Thank you so much, Ambassador Nuruddin. I've given you something to do. Please do it quickly. Ambassador Lucas, I'm still waiting for your test so that I can work on that. That one is for me to contribute to another collaboration book. But after that, maybe today or tomorrow, I would like to share my next two books, my own personal books that I'll be writing, and I will need your support, both Ambassador Lukman and Ambassador Lucas. Those my two personal books have to be published by July ending so that we can give room for another co-author collaboration opportunity for others brought to our anniversary that is coming up in September. So we want to do both books and also magazine for that anniversary. So before then, I would like to launch two of my books before then. So I need all your support. Can I hear yes we can, Ambassador
Yes, we
Lucas?
can. Yes, we
So
can.
okay, Ambassador Lukman. Can I hear yes, we can, and yes, I can? Okay. All right. So let's end this masterclass now. Thank you so much for joining us, and God bless. Bye.